Good morning, Fellowship Highcrest family. My name is Cassandra, and I am here to do your morning jumpstart. So, we are coming from Acts chapter 7, verses 26 through 43. This is Stephen. He's been arrested, and he has actually been testified against, and they lied, stating that Stephen blasphemed against God, against Moses, and the Holy Tabernacle. So Stephen was a man of God's grace and God's wisdom, and that's how they describe him in the Word. And so, knowing God's wisdom and having God's grace, he also knew the people of God as well. So, he started by reminding the people of God of their history from Abraham all the way up to Moses. And he reminds them how at first they rejected Moses, and Moses was still deemed by God to come back and free them. And then he talked about how there was going to be another um, uh, individual that was raised up among their people. And Stephen says, and our ancestors didn't even listen then. And he goes in to talk about how they wanted during their 40-year wilderness Aaron to build pagan gods so that they could worship to these pagan gods. So Stephen says again, so even then, you still didn't worship God. Our ancestors still didn't worship God. And he goes in to talk about the tabernacle that was built with human hands, and it wasn't until Solomon that it was built, and it was carried around all over the place. And even God himself had stated, it says, "Heaven is my throne and the earth is my footstool. Could you build me a temple as good as that?" And the Lord asked the Lord, "Could you build me such a resting place? Didn't my hands make both heaven and earth?" So Stephen is making a point to them about, that even God is saying that this tabernacle is not a holy tabernacle, that God created the heavens and earth. And so in our passage today, I wanted to give the beginning and the end. So before our verses and after our verses, because Stephen is making a point here, a point that I think is really important for all of us to understand. Because they didn't just do it back then. The ancestors did not just do it back then of putting God in four walls, because that's what they were essentially doing, is building this tabernacle and putting God into this, like they're trying to hold this. And we sometimes do that today, even through our own experiences. We try to understand God by limiting him to a box that we understand. But it says in the word also that we could never understand the magnitude of God himself. So, brothers and sisters, I want to leave you with this. Today, this week, this month, this year, this past year, as you're going through, sometimes God moves in mighty ways really fast, and it's it's a lot at one time. Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes it is much slower. It's a more of a slow refining process. But no matter which way that God is moving in your life, whether it seems like it is at the speed of lightning and you are almost to your breaking point to where you feel like you're going to crack, or if it is a slow, refining, perfecting process that you're like, I don't know where I'm going yet. Can I just urge you, brothers and sisters, to remember that our God is a perfect God, and our understanding is not anywhere near his understanding. Lean on him, trust in him, and have faith in our God and in his purpose for you. I hope you guys have a blessed day and enjoy the rest of your day.